because there's a tornado warning now in Koochiching County that lasts until 11:15. This is a radar indicated a tornado warning. It's moving eastward, and it's going to affect some towns really close by here. So let's take a zoomed in look at where this is actually headed and where it's moving. At around 11:15 is when it expires. We've got some rotation, hail core associated with it. 1-inch hail is possible with this storm. Jenna, how fast is this storm moving?
The storm is moving east at 20 miles per hour, so pretty slow mover here.
Okay, so could you put that into the program while I kind of track it a little bit and make sure we could show the folks where it's going, and we'll put a track on this storm in just a second. So just enter that 20 mile per hour under the storm track. Basically, cold front's coming in right now. That's what's kicking off these storms. We've got a lot of turning of the winds aloft, and that's enough to spark these tornado warnings, unfortunately. So if you live in this area of Koochiching County, please take cover now. You need to make sure you're in the lowest level of your home, in the basement, away from glass. Make sure you're away from glass. And so if you know somebody that lives in this area, they might be asleep, give them a call. Make sure they know that this is on its way. It's moving over to the east, and these storms have had a history of producing tornadoes. We've even had a picture of one on Lower Red Lake as it continued over to the east there. So it was a funnel cloud, then it made its way over, or a water spout I should say, then it made its way over land and became a tornado. So this is what we're dealing with right now. We've got the tornadoes continuing eastward at around 20 miles per hour. Have you got everything put in there, Jenna?
Yep.
All right.
Good to go.
Let me see if I can get a track on this. We're going to use our storm tools and then try to track it right here. This is about where the rotation is. So we'll go due east and see what towns are here. So Big Fork at 12:09, Orth around 10:58. So if you live in Ardenhurst or Big Fork, Orth, you are in the path of this tornado, a possible tornado. It's been spotted by radar. We haven't had any eyewitness reports, at least not yet, but still enough to warrant this severe weather cut-in and warrant the reasoning to break into programming to show you that this is a pretty dangerous situation. You don't want to be caught up in anything associated with this tornado and or possible tornado on the ground. We'll erase everything there, so if you live in that area, please be sure to take cover now and make sure that you're staying safe. So here's another loop of everything. I'll get rid of this so you can see a little better. Bemidji still getting in on some really a good amount of rain, and that's another thing that these storms will do, is bring a lot of rain and flooding conditions throughout the region. So that's continuing eastward 20 miles per hour. And we're going to continue to take a better look at this storm. So you can kind of see the V shape right here. Usually the rotation's right around this area. And as it continues over to the east, this is Highway 71. Big Falls is right here. So if you live in this region from Big Falls to Kinghurst, I would make sure you take cover right now, as this could be a tornado actually on the ground. So a lot of lightning associated with it. We've got a good bit of lightning moving over to the east associated with this storm, which usually means it's extremely strong. We've got a really, very big updraft associated with this system. A tornado has been detected by radar. Seek sturdy shelter away from windows. If you live in a mobile home or you're in a vehicle driving and you can hear me somehow, make sure you pull over, find a safe, stable place to be, and get out of that mobile home. And if you know somebody driving on Highway 71, let them know that this is a dangerous situation. That storm has a possibility of having a tornado associated with it. Remember, Big Falls, Kinghurst, moving east at around 20 miles per hour. We'll put another track on it just really quickly. Storm tools, and then do this, the cone. We'll start right where we're looking at the rotation. So here we go. Mitzvah, around 11 o'clock. Pine Top, around 11:15. Effie, 12:05. So if you live in any of these towns, take shelter now. You want to make sure that you are staying safe with this storm as it continues east. Have you got any more reports there, Jenna?
Nope, not at this moment.
Not at this moment. Okay, so we're going to go back to programming really quick, and we'll pop back up. We're actually going to stay on Facebook Live. We're going to continue our coverage on Facebook Live, so you can find us at KBJR 6. But for now, let's throw it back to programming, and we'll break in if a new warning or something else has come up. But people in this area, please make sure you get in the lowest level of your home and take cover right now. Okay, so now we're back on Facebook Live, and if you've got questions, Jenna, can you bring up the Facebook feed to make sure that we're seeing the questions if anybody has about these storms as they continue east? In Little Fork, should you go in the basement? Amy is asking that. Little Fork is not in this warned area, so no. You do not have to go into the basement in Little Fork. It's moving east at around 20 miles per hour. So Little Fork's a little bit too far up to the north for this storm right now. So Big Fork's right there, and Little Fork's a little bit further away. It's out of this realm of where the warning is. So let's take a look at that warning really quickly. So there it is. So we've got a thunderstorm warning that's a little bigger than that. That lasts till 11, and this is the tornado warning that lasts until 11:15. So that's all moving over to the east at about 20 miles per hour. So any other questions?
Any severe weather for Hibbing?
Hibbing, not yet, no. It all is pretty much up to the north of the Iron Range right now. We're expecting more storms to move their way down to the south and east. So there's Hibbing. We'll see these storms kind of rumble in around 2 to 3 in the morning for you guys, it looks like. But and they should weaken. That's the good thing there. But looking at the upper level support that this thing has, it could last a little bit longer because we've got that upper level support for it. Any other questions?
Someone wanted to know what the altitude of these storms were. Can you do a little query on that?
Yeah, I'll let you do that. I'll put it on a still image, and now you can do a.
Query right through the center. We're looking at storm tops of about 50,000 feet at this point, so that's very high in the atmosphere. A lot of energy there, strong updrafts included with this storm.
Yes, sir. That's a lot. Can we see a hail core within that a little bit? It's like a
little bit. Mm-hmm.
Let's zoom in a little tighter and so we can see.
Yeah, so very strong reflectivities. They're just north of Ardenhurst. Let me check this chat. They're continuing the tornado warning for Kuching until 11:15.
Okay.
And it's now moving east at 30 miles per hour, so it's gaining a little bit of steam here.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and I'm thinking we should break into programming once again. So let's get our show ready, make sure we've got that already. Let's put it into our formula for just how fast it's going. Type in, you said 30 now? Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's all set. This looks good. They're continuing it, so let's, I'm going to hop right back on the air again. So are you ready, Jordan? All right, we're going to dip the black here. Find me on KBJR 6. We're going to go on. Actually, this will continue, so you can continue watching this. But we're going to get on TV just in case people don't have internet access, especially in the areas up in this region. So we're going to go on TV. Well, the Weather Service has reissued this warning. The storm is moving a little bit quicker than it originally was, now around 30 miles per hour. There's still a warning in effect for this storm here. So if you live anywhere within this box right here, this is Highway 71 right here. So this storm's moving 30 miles per hour over to the east, and this is where the rotation likely is within this storm, and that's going to continue east at 30 miles per hour. So if you live anywhere here, please take cover. So what we'll do is I'm going to take a wider look at everything and get a still image, and what we'll do is put in a track so we can know exactly what we're dealing with here and who's going to be affected by this storm. So the rotation's right around here, and we'll go out just a little bit here. So Big Fork at around 11:51, Carpenter 12:24, Side Lake 12:51, Linden Grove at 1:04 in the morning. So again, tornado warning has been issued for this storm. Take shelter now. It's moving east at around 30 miles per hour. There's the Iron Range, there's Hibbing, here's Duluth, so you can get a little perspective. International Falls just up to the north, and Bemidji. This storm has produced a tornado in the past. On the ground, we've got a picture of it on our Facebook page. So it actually has touched down on the ground and over the lake as well, Lower Red Lake. It went over the lake and then continued. So it's got very tall tops associated with it as well. So we'll try to show you that right here. I'm going to do a dissection of this storm. You can see around 50 to 60,000 feet, about 50,000 it looks like, associated with it. So really a lot of upwelling, and we've got updrafts within it. So I want to get to the lightning here and show you a lot of lightning making its way over to the east, showing it's a very strong system. Tornado has been detected. Let me get rid of that. Seek sturdy shelter, away from windows, get out of a mobile home if you're in the path of this storm, and get out of a vehicle. So if you know somebody that's driving, if you know somebody that's most likely asleep right now, give them a call. Make sure that they stay safe and they are aware that they are in a dangerous path of a possible tornado that could be on the ground. It's radar indicated as of now. We'll continue to monitor it, and we'll continue our Facebook feed. We're on Facebook Live right now. We're going to go right over to Facebook Live and leave programming. We'll continue to monitor this situation as it warrants. All right, now we're still on Facebook. So, glad we got on there. Any other updates from you, Jenna?
No updates here. We've got a question from Tina on Facebook.
Okay.
Is the storm increasing in strength?
It looks like it's staying about the same. If not, it's speeding up a little bit. That's the one thing we can say. It went from 25 to 30 miles per hour. It looks like it's pretty much maintaining its strength. Is that what you're seeing too, Jenna?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. All right, any other questions?
No questions right now.
Okay, so if you have any, we'll answer them. But it's this line of storms continuing over to the south and east. It's the cold front that's draped all the way down towards Bemidji, and it's going to continue eastward at a pretty good clip around 30 miles per hour. Again, this is a slow-moving system. And again, as I mentioned in the newscast today, the area ahead of this did not see as much energy. Cape, we didn't get as much energy to the east of the Iron Range, right around here. So I'm anxious to see how these storms will maintain. If they continue their strength even into St. Louis County, we know that we're in for a doozy of a night because we've got very strong upper level winds associated with this, and that's enough to keep them going. But the thought is that most of them will start to diminish in size later tonight. It's first got to get over into right around St. Louis County before it gets into weaker energy, at least according to most of the model projections. And even the HRRR model is showing that. Can you actually turn on the HRRR model, Jenna? And let's show that real quick. I'm going to Yes, we can do that in just a second here. So this is at 11 o'clock. The model's doing a pretty decent job. By 1 o'clock in the morning, it still has slow progression down to the south and east. And then as we head towards 5 o'clock in the morning, up the North Shore here around Duluth, and then it continues down to the south and east as we head towards 10 o'clock in the morning. Still a good bit of cloud coverage here around Duluth, and continued showers and storms just over to the east there. So what we'll do is we'll go back to this, actually right here, and I got a trick here that we can do to show more towns. Let's cities and towns. So Gemmel, Mizpah is right there. Pine Top is right there. So Wisner, Craigville. So this is the area that's affected. I'm going to save this just in case we go right back on the air again.
Some people are asking again, where's the tornado warning if they're just tuning in?
Oh, sure. Let's go back. I'll show you. I need to delete some of those. I'll tell you, I've got too many. So there's the tornado warning right there. And then what we'll do, Gemmel is right there. Pine Top. Forest Grove. Margie is right there. I'm going to put back Big Falls just in case there. So save that. I'm going to do some maintenance here real quick in case we go on the air again. I'll leave that one. I'll actually delete this one. And then we'll go here. We'll leave that one be. That one we'll delete. Just trying to maintain our system as we're might go on the air again. So we'll leave that one. That one's nice. It shows everything there, and we'll use the HRRR over here. All right. I want to test something here. My button hasn't been working very well. I've had to use just the cut. So let me see if, yeah, there we go. Now it's working nicely. So Forest Groves, Gemmel, Pine Top, Margie, Big Falls, all right there. Tornado warning till 11:15. Current time's 11:03. So we've got this storm system or tornado warning for a little while. And here's another look at everything as it moves over to the east. We've got Highway 71. And here's another close-up view again. So any other questions?
Not at this point. No. Where's the schism? Is schism in the path at all?
Let's see. Oh, what's that? I'll go back to the warning.
Just continuing it.
Continuing it till 11:15.
Yep.
Any speed change or anything?
Yep, speeding up 40 miles per hour now. So
Ooh,
I'll
now
change
it's
that.
moving. 40 miles per hour.
Change
Okay.
that cone.
So let's zoom in here. Mizpah. I don't see Mizpah. Mizpah, we did have it on the map, though, earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, it was on the other map. It was on
Go
another
back.
one.
All right, let's go forward. Maybe it's this one. There it is. Here's Mizpah right there. So the rotation is most likely right around here. So you're out of the rotation. You're on the back end of the storm in Mizpah. So there we go. Any other questions?
International Falls, how's that looking to be affected tonight?
Looks like you're just to north of this system. We've got a little bit of activity north of Rainy River here that could skirt the region. You could still see a cell develop over to the west and move through. But for now, this storm to the south, it's going to miss International Falls, will continue over to the east. And now it's up to 40 miles per hour. So since it's up to 40 miles per hour, have you entered in the new speed? So
Got you all updated.
I'm going to try this again. This thing is pretty handy to have. Let me see if I can get it to work, as long as it works all right. So right around here. So Craigville, 11:31. Carpenter, 11:54. Silverdale, around 12:06. So this is a dangerous situation. If you are in this area, If you see your town listed here, know that you're downwind of a tornado warning. The tornado warning just is right around here. It cuts off right around here. So you're not necessarily in the tornado warning, but you're in the path of this storm. So you need to make sure you take shelter now or plan on taking shelter. If you're in the warned area, then you should actually take shelter. So if you live in any of those towns there, I'll get closer here. Gemmell, this is the warning box right here. So this is the area that they are most concerned about an actual tornado, right around here. Can you pop up velocity and see? Actually, let me try this scope here, see if it'll work. So we can see. I've never tried it on the air before.
Ooh.
So there we go. There we go. So we do have some turning of the winds right there. Oh, we just got an update. That's pretty cool. I wonder if I can drag it. This is so cool. You can tell I haven't used this on the air yet. I mean, this is kind of brand new stuff for us. So Margie, looks like the rotation is really close to Margie there. Big Falls has a little bit of rotation, but the warning is right down here. You can kind of see that. Let me see if I can drag it down a little further. So you can see the warning. Yeah. So there's the warning. There's the rotation right there. It's right along Highway 71. So yeah, if you've got folks, Pine Top, Margie, it's moving eastward along Highway 71, this storm is. So if you know somebody that lives in this area, give them a call, wake them up. Tell them that there's a tornado, could be on the ground. We don't know if it's on the ground or not, but we do know the National Weather Service says it's enough rotation and it's structurally sound enough to warrant this warning. So it's a very small tornado warning, and we've got a thunderstorm warning for a wider swath. And the thunderstorm warning, Jenna, tell us about that.
Well, at this point, I'm not seeing it on that graphic, so let's go back to...
Oh, has it expired?
They continued, yes, it expired at 11.
Okay, gotcha. So sorry to throw you a curveball there. But yeah, there's the tornado warning still in effect till 11:15, and it's currently 11:08, it looks like. So,
Adam, question
yes.
for you.
Sure.
Say someone is traveling eastward on Highway 71 and there's a tornado warning in place and they know someone who's traveling and they call them. What should they do if they're driving?
They should turn around first off and go the opposite direction. A car is the worst thing to be in, even in 70-mile-per-hour winds. So these storms could have 70-mile-per-hour winds and could topple over a vehicle. A ditch is a great place to go. Of course, the first choice is a sturdy structure, something that's either stick frame or brick preferably. Get into a sturdy structure. I've had several people on interstates tell me, saying, hey, somebody called me that was on the highway, and I was on the highway, and I went to a gas station and went into the bathroom area. So if you can find a gas station on the highway that has, it's open and that you can get in, that would be ideal. Any structure would be great, but a low-lying area would be fine too. Tell them to move in the opposite direction. This is moving to the east, so it's crossing the highway just north of Orth, excuse me. And so if they're in this region, make sure that they're going in the opposite direction. And if it's too late, they're in a really gusty storm, they need to park and find a sturdy structure or low-lying area to wait out the storm, which is very unpleasant, unfortunately, to go through this type of rain and wind in a ditch. So that's the best protocol, I guess. Any new updates there? I heard a ding.
Yeah, so an emergency management person has said that they're getting widespread power outages reports in Bemidji, where those strong storms have already passed.
Yeah, well, they still have one. Look at that.
Yeah.
Bemidji's just now getting out of it, looks like. Yeah. If you guys are watching in Bemidji, there's no warning out on that storm, but still pretty hefty one down that way. Still have the tornado warning. Looks like a new thunderstorm warning has just been issued till midnight tonight. And tell me about that storm there.
Yep, so it is in Itasca, Coochin counties until midnight. It is capable of 60-mile-per-hour winds, hail of 3/4 of an inch, and it's moving east at 30 miles per hour.
East at 30 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a tornado possible on it? I didn't hear the bad beep.
No, but it's the same cell that's got the tornado warning on it.
Gotcha. Okay, okay. So we still have the tornado warning for another, looks like 4 minutes, and they haven't allowed it to expire. So I want to take a look at the velocity on it again. I'm going to use, oh, there it goes.
They allowed it to expire, yep.
That's what that was.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome.
So that's great. So the tornado warning has been allowed to expire. They're not looking at the rotation. I still want to look at the rotation because I'm a weather nerd, and I want to see what's going on there.
Looks like some of these people on Facebook are weather nerds too.
Yeah, why do you say that?
Yeah, one person was talking about the energy involved in this storm.
Yeah.
And, what do you think it looks like for the rest of the night? You know, is there enough energy to keep this thing going?
Oh, I wish, well, look at the SPC while you can. I know our software allows us to put in CAPE, but we just found this out today. We just had an upgrade, so we're using everything like for the first time, like kids. A candy, you know, whatever, at a candy store. I can't even talk. I'm trying to do velocity all at the same time. But, yeah, let's go ahead and delete that. Go clean this up a little bit so you can actually see. But I'm going to go actually look. I want to see what the CAPE is looking like right now for myself. Is it looking still pretty bad?
I'm going into the mesoanalysis.
It's thermodynamics and then CAPE. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
We've
yeah,
still got
so
some elevated CAPE levels here.
we do, but these storms, what I see is a tight gradient of a steep drop-off. So this person wants to know if these things are going to continue over to the east. Right around here is where the drop-off is. So that's what I'm waiting for to see if this makes its way east and starts to break up a little bit. So that's what we're waiting for. But still, as Jenna was saying, we have a lot of energy right around here. So if you live around Big Fork or Wabana or even International Falls, you guys still have a lot of energy. The rest of us over to the east do not. So the thought is that these will allow to expire. Let's zoom in down to Bemidji. Looks like they have some sort of flash flood warning down that way. I'll get out of there.
Take a look at that. It looks like it's just coming into an update here, so I'm going to try to query it and see. Nope, still showing the tornado watch.
Let's see.
An
zooming
aerial flood advisory.
So it's a flood advisory. Got
1 to
it.
3 inches of rain in the past 30 or so minutes within Bemidji will lead to some minor street flooding.
Gotcha.
Thus, the aerial flood advisory lasts until 1 a.m.
Gotcha. So we still have, in about 50 seconds, that tornado warning will go away because it's already been allowed to expire. So don't worry about that anymore. Even though you're seeing it on the map, it should be gone in about 30 seconds. But a brand new warning has been issued. Did you say 70-mile-an-hour winds with this and 1 inch hail?
60.
It's down to 60.
60-mile-per-hour winds and hail of 3/4 of an inch.
Okay. Try to commit that to memory. Yeah, so that's good too. It's gone down from 70 to 60, and the hail's down from 1 inch to 3/4 of an inch. But you can still see hail core associated with it right there. And I want to dissect that. Wouldn't that be cool? So let's do that.
Maybe you got to go to a different.
I have to be in a different scene. I have to be in this scene, and it has to be still. So there we go. Now I can do it. There's all sorts of rules. I think I've got this selected. Yeah, so right around there. So we're up to around 40 to 50,000 feet. I wondered if it'll. Yes, it allows me to move it. All right, 40 to 50,000 feet right there. Yeah, so still very, very hefty. Everything eastward at around 40?
Yep.
Has that gone up to 45 or anything?
Not at this point.
Not at this point. Any questions still? I haven't asked that in a while.
No, not really. people commenting. Again, we want to know when it's going to hit Duluth and Superior.
Let's go to the
H-triple-R?
H-triple-R. I need to look to the side. I look like a weirdo doing that. 1 o'clock in the morning, still over to the north and west of Duluth. Then it's pushing into our area around 4 to 5 o'clock in the morning here around the Duluth area and up the North Shore. South Shore showers, so the H-triple-R has our activity in the early morning. So the morning commute could be kind of treacherous for us, and then by 10 o'clock it's all out of here. So this is the H-triple-R model, and it's done a really good job with this system. In general, I mean, it brought the system out from pretty much nothing, and that's exactly what happened. There was barely anything in the northwest corner of our state. It said, nope, nope, it's still going to happen, and it did. So it's still initiating. I'm going to go from this to show you that initiation process here. So it's around International Falls. It's doing a pretty good job. And this comes out every hour. And it goes out about, I think, 15 to 18 hours. And, yeah, it's bringing it in right around 4 to 5 o'clock in the morning. Any other questions?
Jennifer wants to know if there were any tornadoes spotted yet. And yes, earlier in Red Lake, there was a tornado. It looked like it's on the ground. In the picture that Adam had showed, it's on his social media page, and I'm sure it'll be on KBJR's social media page soon. So we'll show you that picture. It was a water spout, it looked like, and possibly moved overland too. The National Weather Service will definitely survey that tomorrow and let us all know if that was a tornado and how strong it was indeed.
Yeah. I wonder if there's any storm reports. I guess we would have seen them on the National Weather Service chat, but
yeah. Why don't I put those up for you?
Yeah, put those up, see if there's anything that pops up that we might have missed while covering this.
There we go. Some hail.
Some hail, a tornado, looks like a funnel cloud too.
All associated with in the last hour, 2 hours.
Go ahead and hit now and then query some of those. There you go.
All right.
Let's see how big the hail was.
Nickel size?
Oh, okay. Dime to nickel.
All right. Now let's go to the...
All right.
That was just a funnel cloud.
That was the funnel cloud, and then
Here,
funnel cloud. Ponema.
Touchdown reported west of Ponema by police.
All right. All right, was that an update?
Just an expiration of the tornado warning, and the Bemidji Police Department is advising several vehicles have been stalled on Highway 197 in Bemidji. Streets are flooding, so if we want to go back to that aerial flood advisory maybe.
Yeah, go for it. Should be one of the first graphics, and then you can zoom out. So that's the other thing. There's a flash flood watch for this whole region as well, because these are slow-moving systems that are dumping on anywhere from 2 to 4 inches at once, and that leads to flooding streets. People cross the roads that they're not supposed to, and their car starts floating. So we tell you, turn around, don't drown. That's the main thing there. But so we've got some stalled out cars in Bemidji, and some showers and storms continuing down to the south and east of Bemidji there.
Yep. Yes, turn around, don't drown. That is a universal saying here. Brandon's still saying that it's hot and humid in Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Yeah, I believe it.
At this time of the evening. That's the energy that we're looking at. That's keeping these things going.
Yeah.
For sure.
So Pine Top, Margie, still in on this?
This is a severe thunderstorm warning that goes until midnight tonight if you want to query some more cities.
Yeah. You could do that at the little interstate sign. Yeah,
Okay.
do that.
Well, that's gone twice.
You can go further to the east. See if you can find
Craigville.
something. Craigville. FE.
Lined up again. Yeah,
So basically southern Koochiching County and northern sections of Itasca County all in on this. It's 11:21. So flash flood watch also associated with this. We still have a tornado watch in effect until 1 o'clock in the morning. Flash flood watch in that area is until 4 o'clock in the morning. So areas along Highway 71, I would be surprised to see or not to see flooding in that area. Some ponding on the roads at least, because we're looking at rainfall rates. Let's take a look at rainfall rates in that area. Let's see if we can.
No.
Oh, okay. I know what we can do. You have to. It's one of these preset break. There you go. Double click on that. There you go. So it's a lot of rain all at once in this area. So 4 inches and 4.2 inches per hour.
And these are slow-moving storms. These warnings go out 45 minutes to an hour later than they're issued, and that's pretty late for severe thunderstorms.
Yeah, Sherry says that in Wirt, she's got a lot of lightning north of Wirt, almost nonstop.
Yeah, we can take a look at those lightning rates too. Usually with these storms that happen overnight like this, they're fueled by what's called a low-level jet, and that allows for a lot of electricity to be built up. Usually the low-level jet kind of primes the atmosphere for a lot of lightning. That's what we usually see. So if we want to look at how much lightning this storm is putting out, this is the last 15 minutes, and we're looking at 212 lightning strikes in the last 15 minutes. So that's a lot of lightning in this cell that we're looking at here.
Yep, 4 inches per hour, guys.
A lot of rain, a lot of lightning, hail, winds, severe thunderstorm territory. No doubt about that.
Yeah, till 1 a.m. Yeah, we've got it till 1 o'clock in the morning. It looks like it'll make its way towards the Iron Range around that time frame. I'm hoping that it gets into an environment that's a good bit more stable than the one it's in right now. We've still got a lot of heat, humidity in this area. Let me get to, I'm going to see what the dew points are looking like. Let's see. We've got dew points that are 59 in Duluth. This is updated. 57 in Two Harbors, 63 in Ely, and it gets up to 70. In Big Fork, 77. Oh, he's right. It is juicy in Grand Rapids. Is that correct? It says 77 is the dew point? And the temperature is also 100%.
If there's any, besides the precipitation, if there's any fog there, let us know, because that's saturated air.
Yeah, really saturated.
Very.
Let's see. I'm going to see where my cape is. See what that's all about. So if you live in that area, look at this, the eastern propagation of those storms along Highway 2. If you live along Highway 2, it looks like we're going to see a good bit of moisture your way, Leech Lake, around that area. We'll see a good bit. I mean, Deer River, my goodness, they've had so many storms come through that area. Deer River has seen a lot of it, a lot of flooding. They had the road flood there just last week. I get all the storms mixed up. There's been so many of them.
So many. We've had such an active climate, I guess, environment this past month, past 2 months even.
Yep.
And I was mentioning to Adam earlier, extratropical cyclones, which are mostly responsible for all these storms happening, they're just loving northern Canada. So those low pressure systems are just tracking over and over again in southern Canada and giving us all of these back-to-back fronts, which cause all of these thunderstorms.
I'm going to zoom out a little bit and save our new towns. I'm going to erase all the towns right now just to clean it up a little bit. And then we'll put new ones on here. There's Margie again. So this is the thunderstorm warning. 60-mile-per-hour winds, 3/4 inch hail. Here's Effie is in on this. And luckily, there's not too much more. It looks like a new update till midnight.
So they've trimmed that a little bit. So how do you pronounce that? Grattan?
I would think so. I haven't seen that before, but
Is-
I hope that's correct.
Is no longer included in that thunderstorm warning.
So still 60-mile-per-hour winds, 3/4 inch hail. So I think we're going to take a little bit of a break from Facebook Live for now. Just continue to ask questions. We're going to get some water, see what happens with the rest of these storms as they continue over to the east. Actually, I heard a beep. I heard a
Yep,
beep. So
let's check it out.
let's see what that is.
This is for severe thunderstorm warning for Becker, Clearwater, Hubbard counties. Are those
Okay, that's out of our area. That's
not in our area?
Not in our area.
Good news.
So let's zoom out from this and then see, let's show them the activity that it's being warned of. Probably most likely that, that activity down towards Park Rapids right there. So that's outside of our viewing area. Margie and Effie, you guys still have the warning in effect till midnight. And we're going to continue to monitor, and we'll stay in touch with you as warranted. We might have to pop on the air or on Facebook Live again. We're going to take a quick breather, and we'll be back with you shortly.